Hi everyone, this is Karen from KBW Interiors. I'm so excited to have you join me at my Design Pop series. So I'm just figuring out how to get Harriet from, let's see, how do I do this?
We're waiting for Harriet.
We're waiting for Harriet actually to join me. I'm going to search for her.
From
Vanguard Furniture, who will be speaking on design and upholstery trends. So let's see if we can find her. So just bear with me. I'm so sorry that it's taking a few minutes. She should be here any minute. But while we're waiting for Vanguard, for those of you who have been tuning in each week, this is Karen Wolf, and I'm an interior designer in New Jersey who's launched this semi-weekly series called Design Pop. And what we do is we discuss design trends sorry, I'm still waiting for her, as it relates, basically attracting design lovers, and we talk about trends that are happening in the industry. So this week we will be covering furniture and upholstery trends, but I'm still looking for Vanguard. So I apologize that she's not here yet. And I'm always having technical issues with this, so hopefully one day we'll get through it. So I'll wave to you guys. In the interim, if you want to ask me anything like what is Vanguard, feel free to go ahead and give me, and Vanessa just said you love my work. Thank you, Vanessa. That's so sweet. So we're huge Vanguard interior design users. We absolutely love their line, primarily because they are so flexible and customizable. And here is Vanguard. So I'm going to click on them and request to be in the live video. Okay. And then I click on it, I hit view. Oh my God, I think I'm gonna have a heart attack over this format. So we're still waiting for Vanguard, but in the interim, while I'm waiting for Harriet to join us, there she is.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Harriet.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you so much for joining Design
Thank you for
Pop.
having me today. I'm so excited to be doing this.
I'm really excited that you're doing this. It looks like you've got it down. You're like in a nice position. You have your whole mood board behind you. This is great.
Yeah, we're actually here in our main office in our war room, and yes, that is our inspiration board behind us that we just kind of start pinning and gathering ideas.
Can we cheat ahead and can you like take your phone and go over to I'm dying to see your inspiration board, and I bet you everyone who's watching is feeling the same way as me. Can you give us a sneak peek of what that looks like?
Sure.
So just everyone, Harriet is the VP of Merchandising at Vanguard Furniture. So this is a really a big honor to have her join us today. Vanguard is one of the largest and truthfully one of the best manufacturers that comes out of North Carolina. We visit their showroom twice a year. And we've also been behind the scenes with Vanguard, where they've taken us to their production plants and also to their fabric mills. So we are a top user for Vanguard in the New Jersey area, and for good reason. So go ahead, Harriet, since I gave
I was just going to say, background. You can see we just start pinning all sorts of things on our inspiration board. We start new color stories and new trends for us, pulling out tear sheets that may give us inspiration, incorporating wallpapers and flooring, different trims and adornments that we would, see to be putting on products within our showroom. And so we just start the whole collaboration here on this wall and start building groups.
So what groups do you have there? I see a black and white story. I see lavenders. Could you go through it a little bit?
Yeah. Black and white has always been very popular for us. I mean, it's just, you can take it, more traditional or modern, depending on the fabric applications. But here we've included, a zebra skin, hair on hide, some decorative trims, prints, embroideries. Indigos and blues are very strong for us. This is, a very wow kind of preppy color palette with the Kelly green and the real intense cobalt blue. We've been kind of featuring this plum, lavender kind of eggplant, and I think it's fun mixed with the mushrooms and the golds, and kind of throwing in this faux fur with it, and you can just kind of see some of our inspiration. Our merchandising team went to Italy a year ago, and we saw a lot of this terracotta, kind of deep orangey kind of palette. I see some of that coming in finishes, more of a spice kind of color story, maybe emerging from the West Coast. So maybe a little bit of that going on. Here we're back into our neutrals. We're always very big with neutrals.
Yeah.
And I love some of these decorative trims. This looks like a little, almost like a little crocheted or lace trim. These chagrin finishes. These are fun little rope trim adornments that would be great for pillows. This is a beautiful Tebow print out of their new collection. It's called Mulberry Tree. And then just some raw feel type wallpapers that we may use. We could also, incorporate some of these on maybe some of our MIY case good products.
So are you going to be doing linen wrapped or wallpaper wrapped furniture?
It's on the drawing board. I don't know,
That
for
would
sure
be
exactly.
So exciting.
Yeah, we're excited about that. And then just, our last color story is just the deep indigo that we always, kind of feature because it just continues to sell.
Yes, I think blue and blues this year in particular are so strong. Somebody asked about the purple splash wallpaper. They wanted to know whose it was.
I think this is, it may be from Fabric Cut. I can find out.
It looks like a 12, right?
It is. And we had gotten a lot of Tebow and Fabric Cut samples. So I need to find out. The girl that actually does the physical part of setting up our showroom, she kind of placed the wallpapers kind of strategically within our color grouping. So, but I can find out and let you know.
So how does it work? Do you all contribute to this board, or is this your story and you're controlling it for Vanguard?
We have a great team, a merchandising team that we also work with our case good merchandisers. But yeah, I'm kind of over it and oversee it. We have one person that physically sets up the showroom. So she comes and works part-time with us in our fabric selections and in the collaboration of product. And then once all the selections are done, she's kind of, her part here at the factory is done, and she moves to the showroom and putting everything together in the showroom. But as far as putting the fabrics together, there are 3 of us that work specifically on all the fabrics.
So you are basically deciding what fabrics go on what pieces in the showroom to present to the design industry and to retailers as to what they should be selecting, right? So you're putting the whole showroom feel together, which
Yes.
more or less is very inspirational as a designer, because when we go to High Point, we see what the manufacturers are doing, and that drives a lot of our design decisions and our vision for what's happening in the industry and what we bring back to our clients. So Vanguard in general, I think, always does such a fantastic job of putting that presentation together.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. This is a very colorful board for you guys.
Yeah, it is. And in seeing it in big pieces like this, I know a lot of times it does look far more colorful than what it translates in the showroom. And I'm not saying that everything on this wall is what we're doing. It's our starting place, our starting ground, and it gets whittled down, it gets added to, and we kind of use the first couple rooms of our showroom, as like our runway, really our designer inspiration, where we will do a lot of mixing of patterns and colors and intense colors and finishes.
So to explain it to people who've never heard of Vanguard before, I mean, what is Vanguard known for, and what is your signature look?
Our strength is all of our customization. We, every time we design any product, whether it be upholstery or case goods, we want it to have options. We feel like that, the designer in presenting it to a consumer, wants to make this customer feel that they're buying a one-of-a-kind product, a special product designed just for them. So we try to incorporate options at every level in upholstery and in case goods.
So the variety of your product and the customization and the number of fabrics and the number of finishes for us as designers, and that's why your line is so successful for us, is incredible. I mean, we customize down to the inch on upholstery, and then also clearly change up finishes as well.
Yeah, I mean, we have over 1,400 fabrics that we carry in our line. We also, of course, do COM. We have approximately 150 different leathers, and I guess probably 75 to 85 custom finishes, from, you know, the wood stain finishes to painted finishes to the metallic paints. We even do custom paints. You can choose any paint color from any manufacturer, and send us the name, the Ben Moore color number, and the painted piece can be perfectly yours, adorned with highlight striping, glazing, whatever the customer needs.
So even given the fact that we have all this customization available, there must be trends that you're seeing evolve, either from a buying perspective or how you're putting your stories together based on what the consumer is asking for and what the market is demanding. So I know you sent me some of your inspirational boards, and you named these lifestyle trends. Could we go over some of them? Because I think they were really interesting, and I'd love to discuss how that kind of aligns with what we're seeing as well as designers.
Sure. I think one of the things that I mentioned to you was that traditional for the Vanguard product line was coming back stronger for us. And we felt like that we needed to address that. And it's not going to be your grandmother's traditional. It's like the new traditional with softer shapes and softer curves, waterfall skirts, and beautiful color palettes, where you would start with a beautiful neutral, maybe a soft chenille or a boucle texture, and then you're mixing some of these pops of color. This beautiful watercolor floral print here with its intense colors of the eggplants, and, you know, this fun velvet, or these, you know, fun colors of this 100% Belgian linen instead of just a neutral, throwing these accents of color in. So this was kind of a color palette and a color story here from this mood board that we felt like addressed our traditional story, and then incorporating, you know, more of a darker, more of a high gloss finish, a real intense dark that has, it's probably hard to see, but it does have black highlights in it. So a really dark black brown finish in a gloss finish. And we would address this as a very traditional offering.
So this, in addition to changing the styling, basically in this instance, what's making it feel fresh and not like your grandmother's tradition is the fact that the floral is distorted, it's larger, it has a watercolor effect. The color palette, right, is not, you know, your typical maybe green and pink, which you might expect in something more traditional, but it's this unusual pairing of like a murky neutral with like a blue and a lilac. And then your fabric story is really solid and neutral with just a little hint or pop of some of these traditional elements, right?
Yeah. And anytime we do a new color story, like,
I think it's beautiful, by the way.
A long time since, you know, we've done something maybe as dramatic and so much color as this intense print, but we wanted to have enough companion fabrics to make sure that we're able to tell the story, whether you're going to take it traditional or whether you take it, you know, more in a transitional or casual story. So that's kind of why we wanted to add more of a, you know, a menswear plaid that could go more casual. The velvets are drier. They're not shiny, dressy velvets, but people, I think of velvets in a traditional vein.
And velvet definitely a real strong fabric, and it still used to be in the industry, right?
I'm sorry.
I'm saying that velvet in the industry people, you know, a velvet sofa, the demand for velvet is a very hot item right now. Like people are asking for velvets.
Oh, yes. Over the last couple seasons, we have added numerous velvets to our line. Those with the dry hand, we've done some strié velvets, cut velvets, embossed velvets, where you're seeing influences from the European market with quilted velvets and channeled quilting, diamond quilted, those type things, to really add dimension and texture to a flat pile fabric.
So that's your lilac story. What are some of the other, and it's beautiful, what are some of the stories you guys have put together?
The other two stories here, I mean, we always do very, very well with neutrals. And for us, it seems like the neutrals are getting warmer. So
agreed.
You can see they're not near as cool as they have been. We have a nice linen texture here, an ombre stripe. We've thrown in this fun faux fur, and then just to add the softness of the pops of color, the soft charcoal grays and these sea mist colors, and picking up just a little strié texture there. But as you can see, this trend board we called Shifting Sands, and it kind of gives you
such a beautiful name.
just a very relaxed story. And we would merchandise this in our showroom, you know, with drier finishes. These are some of the new finishes. A very soft gray, just a more natural, dry wood tone finish, and then a soft painted finish that's got a little bit of glaze on it to add some dimension. And then we're even doing some ceruse finishing this time.
So you've done ceruse before. That's a beautiful palette. And what I love there is that the gray is combining with brown, and you know, people keep asking, do gray and brown go together? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Now we have so many patterns that are joining the two and marrying the two, so that as a designer, we're able to effectively, you know, bridge those two worlds and warm it up.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Kind of like mountain, it has a mountain feel, and it also has a coastal feel, right? A desert feel, all those feels at the same time from nature.
And that's kind of where we have to go. I mean, we're designing for all areas of the country. You know, if we were just regional, it would be very coastal. But you know, we try to incorporate all types of fabrics that would apply to all areas of the country.
It's beautiful. So, are there any other stories you want to bring up that you're seeing as lifestyle trends?
Well, the only thing that you know, when I mentioned that the fabrics, the neutrals were going warmer, I do think, and I won't go into as much detail, but I do think even the grays are very, very strong for us, but they're warming up. They're not the steely blue grays as anymore. In this, you know, coming, it seems like they're the warmer, maybe the beige gray, and you can see this in this heavy texture here. This is a great new Krypton fabric, performance fabric. That's a chenille.
Can you hold that up?
Hold this? Sure.
Yeah.
We've added 5 new colors, and it's got a lot of dimension and texture. It's so soft. You can see how drapey it is, and I think that's what that people are looking for. They're just ready to live in their furniture and live in their upholstery. So they want something that feels good. And I just, you know, just to curl up in and relax on your sofa in something that's soft and as plush as this, knowing that it's a performance fabric. So this is going to repel any liquid that's spilled on it, and it is cleanable.
Right. Do you think that because of this call for comfort, that your sofa depths are getting deeper? Are the heights getting lower? Like, how else are you accommodating that trend in terms of your furniture forms?
We are doing that. This season on our introductions, we have 2 product categories that are totally customizable. We have a collection that we call Envision, that is the upper end part of the Vanguard product line. That's an offering of sectional sofas and chairs, and you know, it's customizable with different arms, different 2 depths, and we've added new arm styles and new SKUs, different sectional pieces, and new leg options to it. And then in our American Bungalow, which is our more moderately priced, we felt like that we needed to go to a more Lux, we're calling it Lux seating, which is a lower seat height and a deeper depth. You're at about a 25-inch seating depth.
So
And
what is
maybe
it overall then? The 25 seating depth's amazing. What's the typical overall on that? Is it 42, 44?
you'd be in the range of probably 42 to 43.
And we've used Envision before. The fill in Envision is incredible.
Yes.
It's firm, like it's soft, but it's firm at the same time, and it's not that messy look. So you're getting that almost like, I mean, I'm sorry to bring up a competitor, but everybody knows restoration. You're getting that restoration sink into me feel, but at the same time, you're getting the tailored aspect of what Vanguard has to offer. So you're getting comfort and tailored at the same time, which is fantastic.
Exactly. And then, and then within that program, you have so many options. With seam detailing, cushion options. I mean, if you want a bench seat, you want a 2/2, 3/3. There's just so many different ways that you can customize besides just your arm styles. 2 back heights, 2 seating depths. It's our best-selling upholstery program.
Wow, that's great. And what are some of your other best-selling items right now? Like what is your best-selling, for example, your best-selling bed?
Our best-selling bed is the Kelsey.
Which
it has surpassed the Clio. The Clio had been our best-selling bed.
By the way, I was.
I'm sorry.
When you sent me that, I could not believe it. We bought the Clio bed is like our #1 selling bed.
Yes. Well, we have the Kelsey now, which is part of a customizable program. This is part of our Sleep On It, MIY Sleep On It bed collection. There are like 16 bed styles in that program where you can have 4 headboard heights from 48, 56, 66, and 76-inch tall bed height. You have all sizes from twin to king and California king. And then you have foot options and molding options. But this is the Kelsey. So a beautiful horizontal channel quilt. It's not quilted, it's a rolled channeled, upholstered channel. But this is our best-selling bed in our company. And I think, again, it's because of the optional headboard heights.
Okay. So in terms of channeling, we're seeing tons of channeling trends, basically occur in the market across the board. What other channeling details have you been utilizing? And are we seeing them in sofas as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, we've done some things on outarms, outbacks, outbacks of chairs where we've done.
Outback would be the back side of the chair, right?
Yes, the back side of a chair, the outside arm of a chair, so like a beautiful barrel shape. We have a great bar stool program where we offer a barrel chair with like an inverted pleat, which is like a channeling. But it gives great detail to the piece. We'd use quilting a lot of times just on pillows. We do them on cushion tops, like seat cushion tops or back pillows, the face of a back pillow. But you're right. I mean, I think that's very European in style, and we're seeing so much of that.
I agree. So what about the Liliette? So you had mentioned that this, which was surprising to me as well, that this is your best-selling. Is this your traditional best-selling bed, right?
Yes, this is our Liliette bed, and
I said it wrong. So
we introduced this bed, I guess probably about 1.5 years ago. But it has a beautiful detailed molding, and this is shaped here. As well as the swoop here, it curves. So from a side profile, you can see the shape of the bed. And then it has this beautiful elongated tapered leg, very thin tapered leg, and then a beautiful nail trim that accents the leg that goes across the front rail and the side rails. But this is a very traditional, for us, a very traditional offering. We're expanding this collection with a couple new sizes of nightstands. We've got some new hardware options coming. We have some new finishes. And then we're also introducing dining to this category.
So to me, I know you're calling it traditional. To me, it has like a deco, kind of like a 1930s feel to it with the movement and the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be a really modern look. The fact that you didn't, tuff the back of the bed. So if you tufted that, I think it would have taken on a whole different feel. And that's what makes this so, and the finishes are surprise on the pieces, like showing one of your tall chests in like a light gray was such a good move. We would almost call this more of a transitional feel for our clients rather than traditional, which is interesting.
Well, for us, I mean, it's like a new traditional. I mean, this is probably as traditional as Vanguard would get.
Yeah, that's why I like you. Because we're not that traditional over here.
We're not going to have a lot of real heavily carved, ornate carved pieces. It's still going to remain very clean. And then again, of course, like you said, tufting would take it far more traditional. And we do customization. We call it custom quotes. If you had a customer that said, I love everything about that bed except that I wanted it tufted, then you could contact our customer service and ask for a custom quote on that. And we do our very best to accommodate your request.
And then last, I just wanted to show, because I thought this was interesting as well, your best-selling sofa. I actually own this because I think I want to pretend that I live at the beach, but it's the Fisher sofa, and this is part of Bungalow 5, isn't it?
No, the Fisher is a freestanding is a freestanding sofa in Vanguard, but again, it has a lot of custom options. I mean, the best-selling feature of this is that it has a waterfall skirt. We have,
that's a waterfall skirt for those that don't know, which is one of the trending design details in the industry right now on upholstery.
Right. And we are trying to add more waterfall skirts to our offering. That's one of the things that we're introducing to the Envision line is having the option of waterfall skirts on all of those styles. But a waterfall, yes, it addresses the skirt issue, but it's very soft. And it's a little more relaxed looking than your standard kick pleat skirt. But if you like this sofa, you can also get it with a leg. You can get it with a plinth base. You can get it, again, as a bench seat, a 2/2, 3/3. So everything we introduce, we try to have options for it.
So moving outside of, Vanguard's specific offering and just talking about like how COVID has affected the design industry and people's investment into their homes. How do you see this virus affecting what Vanguard will be doing and the product that you have available for the market? Like I'm seeing, for example, obviously home offices are huge, and you have that whole, make it yours home office program. I'm seeing basically, obviously, more of an investment in comfort and in updating the home. The outdoors is in right now. People are looking for outdoor spaces. Is that something you might be addressing in the future, offering an outdoor line?
It's on the drawing board. I don't know how far out it is, but I mean, it's on the drawing board. But both of the things that you addressed, that people are really living in their homes and their environments. I mean, thus, because of that, I mean, that was our reasoning to expand our two best upholstery programs, Envision and American Bungalow, because of all the options, because of all the sectional offerings in those two product lines. And then our home office, again, like you said, it is part of the Make It Yours. We are offering all new, not all new, but a lot of new hardware options, new face options, just something that can change and add to the program with not a huge investment.
So also, I just think the relaxed feeling of this, I would call it like a soft organic modern or California modern, the Dune series that you've launched, which I'm seeing being adapted, I think, all across all regions, not just on the West Coast. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful line.
I think you're referring to our Dune collection.
The Dune, yeah, I said the Dune.
Yes, and again, we introduced Dune 6 months ago, and it has soon taken off to be one of our best-selling case good collections. And again, because of the options available. I mean, you have drawer faces where you've got, 3 different options: a plain front, you have the hardware choices, and then you have the Lampicone or the woven drawer faces that you can use. You've got this white bronze hardware ferrule at the bottom that ties in to this horizontal bar for the hardware if you choose to go with the hardware option. So again, we introduced bedroom. We are expanding it this coming market to occasional and to dining. So once we introduce something and we have great response, it just continues to grow.
And I know with dining,
you can see from these images that it takes on such a different personality, from the whitewashed and the gray finishes as you see here to these rich warm browns. There's also a very deep dark brown called French cuff that can take it, much more maybe mountain in feel, mixing it with the Lampicone.
And it pairs beautifully with the trend where, our metals are toning down. They're becoming more organic and earthy and hammered. And I think we're returning back to that whole feel of something that's handcrafted and natural and more organic in feeling. So that line pairs beautifully with that element.
Are you seeing other trends, or are your customers asking for things other than, what we've addressed? I'd be curious to hear what you're getting asked for.
So we are actually seeing in upholstery, a lot of our clients are asking for full, for bases that go all the way down to the floor. They don't want legs. They don't even want a plinth base anymore. They just want basically, kind of like maybe it's like a 70s kind of look where the whole upholstered seat goes all the way down. And it's giving you a really contemporary feel.
Yeah.
So in the contemporary market, we're seeing that. We're also seeing a lot of, it's almost like what I would call a New York modern, with these overstuffed curves and overstuffed forms, and the curved shape is still going really, really strong for us. Are you seeing that more and more in what you're getting requested?
Yes, and we have a product line called Ease that we are designing more into that look. We came out last market, or maybe a year ago, with a grouping called Luca, which is a big, deep sectional sofa series. And it's not rounded, but it has elements of that. And as we develop that product line, we will address the lower, deeper, more rounded plush shapes. Shapely pieces, I think, are very important in the marketplace.
I agree. So, to wrap up, in a nutshell, if you were to think back on your showroom, say 10 years ago, then 5 years ago, and to today, how would you describe the differences? If you were walking in 10 years ago, what would it have looked like versus now?
I think 10 years ago, Vanguard was very driven by the upholstery market, and a traditional upholstery market that designed and basically was one sofa, one way, in an assortment of fabrics. 5 years ago, we launched our MIY, or our Make It Yours bedroom, and that opened up a whole entire product offering for us. From there, we saw the importance of customization. So from there, we expanded from bedroom to occasional. We offer vanities, home office, our bed program. A whole home environment grew out of the MIY bedroom, and we saw the importance of customization.
And I agree, and that's what makes that's what makes designers so important to the end user, because we're able to work with what you're offering us. But that's also, even if somebody were to find Vanguard on their own, that's what makes the line so special, because they can really bring in their story into their home and make it them.
Doing more and more by being so custom. We're going to the next step and add technology to support all of the customization. We've launched a visualizer for some of our product lines for our MIY bedroom. You can go on our website and design your own case and kind of get a feel for what it looks like. And I think, you know, a picture's worth 1,000 words, you know, and people can get what you're trying to explain to them if you can just show them all the options.
Yeah. And then one other question, and then I have something fun to announce. If, you know, moving forward, like what's the next color story that you think will emerge at market? I mean, we're seeing the spices, we're seeing the warmer grays. We're seeing white come back because of performance fabrics in sofas, which is fantastic from my perspective.
Right.
I saw that blue and lilacs color story, which was phenomenal. Maybe like a pairing, like what color pairing do you think is going to happen?
That's a good question. I mean, you know, we like to be leaders, and we to say that we're on the forefront of color. But when you really get down to it, I mean, performance fabrics and category is the largest growing segment of our, and then we will pop them with the fun color story. And it's always easy to do to overbuy, you know, and address all of these fun inspirations that you see on our wall. But then when you get down to our, you know, top 200 fabrics, they're all neutrals. You know, they're all the performance fabrics, the Kryptons and the inside outs of the world in the neutral colors. But I do think, you know, some of these, I think it can go both ways. Some of the intense colors of the plums and the eggplants. And then I'm also seeing from, you know, some of the fabric mills, these softer color palettes, the soft, livable eucalyptus, the more serene, bringing the outdoors in. I think people want a calming environment in these times.
I agree with you. So this was fantastic, Harriet. I so appreciate your time. What I wanted to let everyone know is that Vanguard has generously donated an item for giveaway, and it's a piece of furniture. So if you go to my Instagram and you check it out there, we give directions on how you can enter to win the item, which was really, really very generous of you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
We love your line to pieces, everyone in our office.
Well, great. I have enjoyed this so much, and this has been a lot of fun.
Thank you so much. It was really great. Have a wonderful weekend.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.